Welcome back to some of you guys. Thank you for joining me this evening. I don't know what time it is for you. It might be morning, it might be afternoon, whenever you showed up on your mat. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Jennifer. This is Moxie. You could actually see her. She's totally gonna have to move because we're about to start to move. See? She knew, right? So, we are going to settle in. We are going to take it and make it a really flowy wherever you are. Allow the breath to guide you and lead you as I give you some suggestions for movement on your mat. So, grab your mat, grab a block, maybe a blanket, maybe a strap, maybe a pillow, right? Anything you need, anything that is going to make your space as comfortable as it can be so that you can just start to let everything go. When you have gathered all of your things, all of the things, go ahead and find your way to a comfortable spot on your mat. So you can start seated if that's what feels good for you, with your sit bones just grounded into the earth, or you can start all the way laid out. So you can bend your knees, right? If that feels good, right? If your lower back is a little bit tight, a little bit tense, all the way laid out with some bent knees sounds nice. Wherever you are, wherever you begin this evening, go ahead and just make your way to the most comfortable spot for you. As your body starts to settle in this beautiful space that you've created. Just become aware of any feelings, any thoughts, sensations, emotions from the day, from the week. And then start to allow your breath to release those thoughts, feelings, emotions, sensations. And as you begin to release, notice your body begin to get soft. Notice it begin to get heavy. Really start to feel the weight of your body heavy in the floor, in your mat. And then draw your awareness to your breath. As the body starts to relax, as it starts to release tightness and release tension, you'll start to notice your breath get a little bit deeper, a little bit fuller. Allow that to happen. Relax that space in between your eyebrows. Take your tongue away from the roof of your mouth, relaxing your jaw. We hold so much tightness and tension in our shoulders. If you are seated, bring your shoulders up to your ears and then just let them fall away down the back. If you are laying on the ground, go ahead and allow those shoulders to just get a little bit heavier, falling toward the floor. breathe into the lungs. Feeling this breath fill your lungs in all 4 directions. Breathe into the belly. Allow the diaphragm to get soft. Allow the belly to fill. And then on the next inhale, breathe in through the nose. Fill the lungs, fill the belly, and fill the body. Feel this air, feel this energy flow in your body, encompassing everything from the crown of your head to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. Breathe here. If you are seated, slowly and gently find your way on your back, on your mat. And on your next inhale, reach your hands up over your head. Reach the fingertips away from the toes, creating length in the entire body, where we create space in the joints. We allow fluid. Where we allow fluid to flow, we move easier and with so much less pain. And then when you're ready to breathe out, bring your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your shins. Cover this body in love and light. Maybe rock from side to side if it feels good on your spine. Spending a moment right here just grateful. Right? Gratitude is practiced. Comes easy some days and not so easy others. Spend a moment right here just grateful for this body, this space, this time you took for yourself. And with that on your heart and in your mind, reach your hands up over your head one more time. Breathe in real big. Stretch it through the fingers, stretch it through the toes. And then exhale, pull your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your shins. This time, go ahead and cross at your ankles. And from here, we'll rock forward and backward until we can make our way over into a tabletop. The knees come back behind you, the feet come back behind you. Move back on your mat just a little bit. Your hands are going to be underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath the hips. And whatever works for you. Maybe they're a little wider. Maybe they're a little close together. The flat spine here. We're going to find that extension from the tailbone through the crown of the head. And then we'll start to bring that breath and the body together. So a real easy explanation of yoga is just to unite the breath and the body to still the fluctuations of the mind. So we'll start to unite the breath and the body right here. Look up, drop the belly, bring the shoulders back, fill the lungs with air. Good. Arch the spine, lift the hips, push into the palms. And then when you're ready to breathe out, hollow out the body by lifting up the spine. Take the belly button into the back, round until you can drop your head, pushing out of the shoulders, completely empty of air. And then inhale, look up, drop the belly, shoulders back. And then because we are all so different, so beautifully different bodies, different lung capacities, start to move cat-cow at your own rhythm, right? At your own pace. Making all of these poses work for you. Good. Come back to center, flat back here. And we're going to take our gaze and we're going to bring it back to our left foot. Take the hips and allow the hips to shift over to the edge of the mat. Push down into the palms, into the pads of the fingers. And then go ahead and come back to center. Good. Exhale. Take the gaze back to the right foot, hips to the side. And then again, let's just go ahead and find a flow here. Moving the hips, allowing everything to pop and crack, right? Allowing your body to move with breath. When we lower, we sink down, we release. When we inhale, we raise up, using the air, using the energy. Go ahead and come back to center here. Let's take the big toes together and the hips back to the heels. Good. You can reach your hands further out. You can drop the forehead here. Resting that third eye on the mat puts us in child's pose. I believe in my heart, guys, that we are all superheroes. But every single superhero needs an invisibility cloak, right? A secret cave or a hideaway. Child's pose is that for us. If ever you need a moment just to come back to your mat, come back to the space, to your breath, feel free to drop down into child's pose at any point in time in class. Good. Big breath in. Let's rock our hips forward. Press into the hands. We're going to take a little twist here. Let's breathe in. Take the left hand to the sky. Really open up. Take your gaze or your drishti to the ceiling. And then on an exhale, we'll allow that hand to thread underneath the right. Come down onto the shoulder if it feels good. Maybe the temple. Maybe your ear comes to the mat. Press into the palm here. Get a little bit extra in that bend in that spine. Breathe. Good. One more breath. And when you're empty of air, inhale, lift the left arm back into the air. Open everything up. And exhale that hand down to the mat. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Big breath. Lift your right hand. Really open up. And then thread that right hand underneath the left. The elbow bends as you take the ear, maybe the temple. Maybe you come onto a block, right? Maybe it doesn't feel good to go all the way onto the floor. That's okay. It's perfect. Breathe here. And then inhale, push into the mat. Lift that hand back into the air. Open up. And exhale that hand down to the top of your mat. Breathe in, drop the belly, look up. Good. Breathe out. Hollow out the body. Good. Come to center, flat back. Flip up onto your toes. When you're empty of air, ready to breathe in, we're going to take our hips up to the ceiling. Our body creates that shape of a V or an upside down V or a triangle. Coming into our downward facing dog. Maybe the first one for you guys, right? Breathe in, kind of feel out how your body is doing this morning. How are we responding? And then pedal it out. So like you're walking a dog, pedaling a bike, just bend one knee and bend the other knee. And take your gaze in between those knees. And then when you're ready, find some stillness in your downward facing dog, and all together we'll come up onto the toes or balls of our feet. We'll go ahead and exhale those feet to the back of the mat. Heels may touch, they may not. If they do, you can lift the toes. We'll do it one more time. Inhale up onto the toes or balls of the feet. Exhale, take and press those heels to the back of the mat. Oh, feel it in the back of the leg. Good. When you're empty of air, take your gaze in between your hands. Big hop, step, or jump all the way to the top of the mat. Good. Rest here in a forward fold. Let your head and your neck drop. And bend your knees really deep here. Maybe take your hands off the mat. Grabbing opposite elbows. Sway from side to side. Releasing any leftover tightness and tension from the lower back. Releasing tightness and tension from the shoulders. Then go ahead and drop those hands to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift here. Good, flat spine. Reaching the head out. And then exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale. Push down into the earth with the feet. Bend the knees. Lift the hands all the way to the sky. Tall mountain pose. Really take those shoulders down. Stand here. Stand strong. Stand tall. Lift the chin. Relax the face. And then drop the left hand to your side. We'll reach up and over for a side bend. Good. So sometimes what happens when we side bend is we look down to the ground. I want you to breathe in. Take that gaze to the ceiling. Notice what it does as it opens up the body, as it takes the elbow away from the ear. And then inhale, come to center. Both hands to the sky. Reset. Exhale, drop the right hand. Reach up and over. And right, for me, it's natural to just look at the ground. This is awesome. But when I'm ready for a little change, a little shift, I can just simply take my gaze to the sky. As I do, open up, pulling the shoulder back, pulls the arm back. Good. Breathe here. And then inhale to center, hands to the sky. Exhale to fold, dive down, forward fold, let the head and the neck drop. Notice how your body feels in this fold. Are we getting a little warm? Does it feel good? Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. Good, you can bend your right knee here. And then inhale, walk your hands back to center, halfway lift. And exhale, walk your hands over to the other side of the mat. Little bend in the left knee, bend in both knees if it feels good to do that. Big breath in, come to center, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. Inhale all the way up, tall mountain pose, moving a little bit quicker to your own breath. You guys know what to do now. Drop your left hand, sway to the left hand side. Take your gaze from the ground to the ceiling. Open up. When you're empty, breathe to come to center. Reset your shoulders. Exhale to sway to the right. Good. Bring the gaze from the floor to the ceiling and really open up. Breathe here. And then inhale again to come to center. Yeah. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands to the left-hand side. Inhale, halfway lift. Good, taking as much time as you need. Exhale. Take your hands over to the right side of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We'll do it one more time. Feel free to add anything or take anything out that you wish. Breathe in. Breathe out. On your next breath in, it's all the way up. Heels into the earth. Use that energy to push the hands to the sky like you're holding a basketball right here. Right? Pinkies are together. Biceps behind the ears. We'll drop the left hand and sway to the left hand side. Breathe to look up and open. Hold for the exhale. And breathe to come to center. Exhale to fold. Looking at the ground, we release. Looking at the sky, we fill up. Breathing in, we come to center. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to the left-hand side. Inhale, halfway to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Halfway lift, straight spine. Reaching through the crown of your head. Fold forward, exhale. Plant your hands. Step your feet to the back of the mat. High plank pose or staff pose. Allow the hips to sink down. We're not bridges here, but we're planks. Good. Feel strong. Feel sturdy. Push down into the fingertips. And then go ahead and rock forward and lower halfway down. Take the elbows into the ribs. And then we'll lift up here. Flip over onto the feet for upward facing dog. And then let's lift our hips. Flip the feet again for downward facing dog. And pedal it out. How'd that feel? We'll take 5 deep breaths here and come back to the flow of energy of air in and out of the body. Sending that air to the fingertips, to the toes. Good. Big breath. We'll all come together as one, lifting up on the toes or balls of the feet, rocking a little bit forward, allowing the shoulders to open. And then exhale, heels to the back of the mat. Good. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, up onto the toes or balls of the feet. Exhale, back. Good. Inhale, lift the left leg into the air. Good. You can lift it a foot off the mat. You can lift it inches off the mat. You can bring it up really high. Push down into the hands. Push down into the right foot. And then go ahead and bend your knee. Take your heel to the back side and the knee to the ceiling. Really open up the hip. Good. Engage the quad. And breathe in, back into three-legged dog. Lift it up a little bit higher. Good. Exhale. Let's take that knee. Let's just tap the left elbow. All right, lift it up to the chest. And let's bring it back into the air. Let's exhale. As we exhale, go ahead and tap the right elbow. Good. Bring it up into the air. Breathe in. And then exhale. This time, take the knee, tap your chin or your nose, lifting off the palms. Out of the shoulders and planting that foot at the top of your mat. Good. Find a low lunge here. And then once you find a low lunge, go ahead and inhale. Plant the back heel on the mat. Turn your foot to the side. Just raise your arms off the ground. So your chest is going to hover right over the knee. Your hands are going to float behind you. You can have your chest rest on your leg. You can hover it for a little bit more. And then when you're ready, on your next inhale, raise those hands to the sky. Lift your head and your heart, warrior one. Good. Feel strong in this pose. Start to square your hips to the top of the mat. Bend down into that front leg. Just rock your shoulders. Bring your biceps behind your ears. Inhale. Breathe out. Breathe out. When you do, open your arms to a T. Take your shoulders down. Feel the energy from the fingertips. Open the hips here. Maybe you walk the foot back just a little bit. Get deep in this warrior two. And then inhale the palm to the sky, the front one. Reach forward here. And then up and over your head. Reverse your warrior. Take that other arm and slide it down the back leg. Maybe you're on the back side, keeping the bend in the front knee. We reach to the back of the room. And let's cartwheel our hands from here. Our left arm is going to sit right on top of our knee. Our right hand is going to go to the sky. We'll start here with this arm stretching straight up. And I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you guys to notice how it feels here. And then go ahead and bring that bicep to your ear. Notice how it feels here. Right? To have that flow of energy straight from the fingertips through the outside, through the back of the foot. One more breath. Good. Exhale. Drop your right hand to the mat. Come up onto the back toes and send your left hand into the air. Good. Take the twist here. If it feels good, drop the back knee. But breathe. We'll spend a couple breaths in each of these poses. And exhale the hand down inside the foot. I really love to do it this way. Heel toe your foot to the side. And whatever your hip range of motion is, allow the foot to swing out just as far as you can. Just taking advantage of all of that, all of the range. We all meet in high plank pose, this staff pose. Breathing in, not pushing anything away, but letting what comes up just come up. And then when you're ready, rock forward onto your toes. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, halfway lift. Flip the toes. Upward facing dog. Exhale, hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Good, finding that triangle or that V. And then we celebrate, right? We did something. We've done a lot of stuff. We got that side. We're pedaling it out and it feels really good. We're still able to breathe into the lungs, into the belly. And then when you're ready, found a little bit of stillness right here. We'll breathe in to lift the right foot into the air.
Exhale, take the heel to the back side. Lift the knee. Really open up here. Maybe your gaze goes underneath that right arm. Press into the hands, press into the floor. And then inhale, lift the leg all the way up behind you. And exhale, bring your knee over to your right elbow. Just tap it. Hold it here for a breath. Lift it up. Engage your bandhas, right? The bind right there in your abs, in your core. And then breathe in to lift up. And exhale. Take that knee over to the left elbow. Really feel it here. Hold it one more breath. And then when you're ready, lift it back up into the air. Good. One more time, we bring it down. We bring it down to our chin. Pull it into the chest. Maybe you raise up onto your fingers here, right? As we allow the body to swoop forward and plant your foot at the top of the mat. You can walk your foot out, taking time to just adjust anything that you need. Guess what, guys? You're not going to look like me. Man, is that great news, though? Because we're all so beautifully different. Life would be so boring if we all looked alike, if we were all the same, right? Good. Plant your back foot. Inhale, lift your arms up behind you. Palms face the sky. We can let the chest hover over the leg. We're going to allow the chest to rest. Just like a halfway lift here. Breathing in, breathing out. And then breathing in, lifting the hands to the sky, warrior one. Allow the shoulders to settle. Bending down in the front knee. Good. One more breath. And then open up your arms to a T. Open up your hips. Bend down a little further in the front knee. Take your shoulders down and feel the energy in the fingers, in the palms of the hands. Inhale, flip that front palm. Reach up and over your head, maintaining the bend in the knee. We'll reverse our warrior. Stretching that arm to the back of the room. Good. Rainbow your arms over your head. Allow the right elbow to rest on the right knee. Allow the left hand to come straight up in the air. And just breathe right here. Reaching with the fingers. And then again, when you're ready, take your hand, bring it up and over the head. Reach to the front of the room. Really find the flow from the fingers to the foot. Notice the difference, right? When we hold it straight up, we're blocking that energy in our armpit. It's more like an L, right? Or a V. I'm going to make it a straight line, taking that arm. Just reaching it out. Go ahead and breathe in here. Then we'll drop that left hand to the mat. Coming up onto the toes, we'll lift the right hand into the air, allowing the body to twist, maybe dropping the back knee. Good. Exhale that hand down on your mat. You can place it on the inside of your leg. That's going to give you that room you need to heel toe your foot to the side. Let it go all the way or as far as you can around to the back of your mat. High plank pose. Lower halfway down. Inhale, lift your head and your heart. Flip on to the tops of your feet. Breathe, lift your hips. Good. Flipping those feet again, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths here. Allow your body to reset. Celebrate your accomplishments. Good. Big breath in here. Lift your left foot. Bend your knee here. Now, if it feels good, go ahead and take your toe all the way over to the outside of the mat. You can rest your foot on the ground. And if your shoulders are happy and healthy, go ahead and lift that left hand off the mat and into the air. Yes. Open up here. Lift the hips. Really breathe. And then exhale the left hand down to the mat. And breathe in the left foot all the way back up into the air. Good. Exhale that knee to your nose. We'll go ahead and plant that foot at the top of your mat. This time, we won't place our heel on the ground. We're going to leave the heel off the floor. And when you raise up, we'll raise all the way up. Big breath in, hands to the sky. Pressing back into that heel, we come into crescent lunge. Good. Still bent down in the front knee. Straightening the back leg just as much as you can. Mine bends, and that's completely fine. Everybody's bodies are different. From our crescent lunge, we'll take our left hand. Let's just sweep it all the way around and bring it back behind us. Drop the right hand in front. Really feel the energy. Squeeze everything to the center line here. Inhale, flip your front palm. And reach up and over your head. You can walk your foot out. One more breath. And then breathe in. Take your left hand. Allow your body to come to center. Straighten that front leg. Drop your back heel. And then reach forward and fold down for pyramid. Adjusting your legs, bringing them in closer. Maybe lining up the feet. Maybe spreading them railroad track. Dropping the head. Inhale, halfway lift here. Let's bring our left hand on the inside of our foot. Maybe on our shin. Maybe you grab your block like I just did and you place it right on the inside of that foot and take the left hand on top of it, raising the right hand to the sky. We press the hips forward and stack the shoulders. So we're not collapsing. We're not dumping our weight forward. If I were to come and put you on a wall, imagine all of the back side of your body being pressed up against that wall. And then when you're ready to breathe in, bend your front knee. Give yourself a little push off the ground. And come into star pose. Turn your feet parallel. Breathe in. Open your chest. Drop your shoulders. Your body makes this shape of a big star. We're all big stars. Feeling the energy from the feet to the fingers. We'll take a dive forward, folding into our wide leg forward fold. Let your head and your neck relax here. In this gentle inversion, not having to go anywhere, not having to do anything, but just be right here. Inhale, halfway lift when you're ready. And then exhale, go ahead and walk your hands to the back of your mat. Turn your feet to face your hands. And with another big push and a little bend in the front knee, we're going to lift this left foot all the way off their ground. And we're going to come into standing splits. Now, your foot might be just a couple inches off the ground. And that's completely fine, right? It's great. Your foot may be way in the air. Maybe it touches your head. That's cool too. All of it's good stuff. Don't worry about where you're at. Just be right here. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Breathe. Let your head drop. And then when you're ready, slowly and gently Allow the left leg to come all the way down to the back of your mat. Good. Drop your back knee. Rock back onto that back leg, lifting the right toes to the sky. We straighten out the right leg and we come into a hamstring stretch. And then we'll rock forward again here, planting our hands at the back of the mat. We'll come up onto the back toes, and we're going to send our right foot all the way back to meet our left. Yeah, high plank pose, staff pose, lower halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale, lift your head and your heart. Exhale, lift your hips. Good. 5 deep breaths, big breaths. Let the head and the neck fall. You pedal your feet out. One more inhale. One more exhale. And then when you're ready, lift your right foot into the sky. Bend your knee here if it feels good in the left shoulder. Take your toe all the way over behind your mat. Lift your right hand. Good. Hips to the sky. Your foot will turn to the side. Stay here and breathe for as long as you want. And then when you're ready, exhale your hands to the mat. Inhale your foot to the sky, using that breath to lift it all the way up. Good. Exhale, breathe out. Bring the knee into the chin, into the chest. Raise up on the hands and plant your foot in between. Good. Hang out here. You're on the tips of your toes. Your heel is raised. And when you're ready to breathe in, hands come off the floor and into the air for a crescent lunge. Lower down to that front knee. Play with that back heel. Can you straighten it? Can you bend your leg? It's a really cool class because you guys have time just to play with these moves a little bit. Find what feels good for you. Let everything else go. We'll take the twist here. Left hand in front. Right hand circles back. We squeeze everything together to that midline. We'll inhale the front palm. Reach up and over your head. And breathe. And accepting all of the wiggles and the wobbles. Good. Take your right hand, allow it to sweep back to the ceiling. And then straighten out that front leg. Drop your back heel. I'm going to have to jump right up this time, and that's completely fine. Find a place for your feet. Reach your hands forward. And then lower into pyramid. Inhale, halfway lift in pyramid. Take your block, maybe your hand on your foot, maybe on your shin. But lift the left hand for triangle. Taking the hips forward just a little. Stacking the shoulders. Opening the chest and reaching toward the sky. Good. Bend down into that front knee just a little bit. Push yourself off your block or off the earth. Lift up with breath, star pose. Breathe in. And then exhale, go ahead and fold forward. Take the gentle inversion. And inhale, go ahead and halfway lift here. exhale, let's go ahead and rock our way over to the left knee. Lifting the right toes, we will lift the hands off the mat if it feels good in the slow lunge. Breathe one more time. And then go ahead and use your hands on the floor. Inhale, lift your hips all the way up and over. Coming down into the right knee. And then maybe, guys, maybe you're way down here like I am, but maybe you're not. Maybe you just stop right here. So maybe you just barely bend in the knee. It's completely fine. We're going to do this 2 more times on each side. So wherever you're at, use your breath, breathe in, or rock your weight toward the left. Inhale, rock your weight to the right. Really engaging, really stretching. Good, breathe, and this time come to center. Inhale the hands to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Go ahead, exhale, walk your hands back to the top of your mat. The left foot is on the ground, hands are in the earth. You're going to push down into the knee. Lift the back foot for standing splits. You can drop your head here. I usually hold my head up. Dude, it's not helping. It's not keeping your balance. Your breath is. Breathe in. Ground down into the left foot. And only lift as high as is comfortable for your body. If you can't breathe, go ahead and lower that leg just a little bit. One more inhale. Good, exhale. Bend the knee, slowly and gently take that long leg to the back of the mat. Drop your knee to the floor. And rock back, lifting the left toes to the sky. Straightening the leg will fold forward, releasing the head and the heart to the thigh. Good. Inhale, come up, rock forward here, plant your hands. Go ahead and let's take our left foot and we'll bring it back behind us. Just take your knees together. And then go ahead and take those knees and bring them about hip width apart. We'll come on to the tops of the feet here. And we're going to go ahead and rock forward. Take those hips all the way to the ground. So this time, instead of upward facing dog, we're in cobra. Go ahead and allow the shins and the top of the legs to stay on the mat. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears and down the spine. Take your gaze to the sky. And go ahead and lift your hips, push down into the palms. Take your knees together and rock those hips all the way back to the heels. Allow the shins to support your torso. Allow the spine to round. And go ahead and allow the third eye, if it feels good, to rest on your mat. Maybe shaking your head back and forth. Just a gentle massage. Inhale, press down into the palms of the hands. Press down into the forearms. Really allow the armpits to open. And then lift all the way back up into tabletop. Good. Flip your feet. Lift your hips one more time into downward facing dog. And we're going to lift the left leg. We'll exhale that left leg over to the left elbow. This time though, go ahead and drop that knee on the mat. And turn over onto the back foot. Just walk your leg back behind you. We're going to start coming into this pigeon pose. This is the first place to start, right? You're right on top of your foot. Now allow your foot to come out to the right side of your mat. And then sink down. And maybe you only come a little bit out. And maybe you come all the way out. Maybe your shin is parallel to the top of the mat and you can roll over on that back leg. Find the pigeon variation that works for you. Breathe here. Take the shoulders down and away from your ears. And then inhale, lift your head and your heart. Press it into the floor. Good. Rock over onto the left side. Let's circle the right leg all the way around. What's going to happen is this right leg is going to go ahead and cross over the left. Now, all kinds of different variations here. You can stack your knee right over your heel, right over your ankle over your knee here. You can bring it in. You can bring your knees all the way together for a shoelace. Just take a moment right here. Find where your sit bones are pressing against the earth, and then inhale, lift your hands to the sky, and exhale, fold forward. We'll spend a few moments here, allowing everything to relax, allowing everything to settle, allowing your breath to come back to that full and deep breath. That breath that fills the lungs and fills the belly. Inhale, allow the spine to straighten, lifting the crown of the head to the sky, walking the hands up, taking the shoulders down and away from the ears. We're going to take our pigeon on the other side. So we'll leave our top leg bent, but we'll unwind the left leg. We'll allow that left leg to swing back behind us. Of working yourself onto the top of the leg. Really stretch the toe out. Finding a good place for your front knee, for your shin. We'll find another place for our hands underneath our shoulders. And then press down into the floor. Lift your head and your heart. Stretching out the backside. Stretching out the belly. Breathe, taking the shoulders down. And then go ahead and allow the left leg to swing all the way around as you rock over onto the right side. Cross that left leg over the right one. Finding your variation of shoelace or fire log or king pigeon. Sit up straight and tall. Breathe into the body. Breathe into the belly. Allowing yourself to feel the earth's energy underneath you as it supports you and it carries you.
And when you're ready, rock forward, lower down. Good. Inhale. Bring your hands up, bring your head up, bring your heart up. Unravel your feet. Take your hands back behind you so that you can plant your feet on the edges of your mat. Maybe scoot back just a little bit. And then go ahead and what we call windshield wiper. We'll windshield wiper by taking our knee in and this knee out, just rocking them both from side to side. And like little zigzags. They're like windshield wipers on a car. And then go ahead and bring your knees to center. Go ahead and walk down on your elbows. And then finally making your way on your back. So your knees are going to stay bent. We'll plant them up next to our hips. Kind of move our hips down. Our shoulders and the back of our head are on the mat. You can take your palms to the sky here. You can push down into the floor, making this pose a little bit more active or a little bit more passive. But on your next big breath in, we'll push down into our feet, into our shoulders, and we'll lift those hips off the ground for a bridge pose. And then maybe you rock back and forth. Maybe you rock back and forth until you can get your shoulders underneath you and your hands clasped. Just breathe here. If you can't breathe, you've gone a little bit too far, just pull it back. Go ahead and release your hips to the floor, unclasp your hands, and we're going to lift our feet straight up into the air. We're not stressing to hold our feet here, we're just allowing them to find balance above the hips. Little legs up the wall. Breathe in all the good stuff. Pressing the heels to the ceiling, stretches out the legs. Our legs up the wall, so good for so many things. Digestion, insomnia, anxiety. And then go ahead and bend your knees. Place your feet back on the floor. And we're going to take our knees and just allow them to fall out to the sides. The sole of the feet will come together. You can turn your hands up to the sky. Leave them on your legs. You can place one hand on your heart and one hand on your lower belly for a sign of gratitude. One more big breath in. Try to make this exhale even longer.
One more. Breathe in through the nose. This time, breathe out through the mouth. Good. Breathe in. Bring your knees together. And lift them up. Bring them into your chest. Here we'll take our arms out to a T. Maybe you cactus your arms, right? Like a big cactus. We'll bend at the elbows. When you're ready, we'll allow our legs to fall to the left-hand side. Allow the shoulders to stay as close to the floor as they can. But allow the knees to be able to relax. Maybe you stick a block underneath your knees or a bolster, pillows. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Maybe shut down your eyes if it feels good. Take your gaze to the tip of your nose, allowing everything to soften. And on your next breath in, bring those knees back to the center line of your body and allow them to fall to the right side. Draw your awareness back to that space in between your eyebrows and allow it to relax. Drawing your awareness back to the jaw. Allow it to relax. And on your next inhale, go ahead and bring your knees back to the center line. And then one more time, we'll lift our heels in the sky. You can take your hands and reach up, bending the knees. We'll grab the toes or the outsides or the insides of your feet. And we'll bring those knees deep into the armpits, allowing the legs to come open, and the hips to come open. And if it feels really good, which it does and will, rock from side to side with a smile on your face like a happy baby would. And then for a few moments, if you would like to stay in your happy baby, you are more than welcome. But if you would like to take any other pose that'll benefit your body, go ahead and do so at this time. Maybe a plow, right? Maybe maybe a wheel, a full wheel. Maybe a shoulder stand. Then after you've taken the time to do that, go ahead and make your way
into a comfortable resting position. Usually you're flat on the back for your Shavasana if that feels good. If not, you absolutely can stay seated. You can grab your bolster and place it under your knees. But once again, we will find a place that we can just completely relax. Letting go. Allowing our body to get soft. Shut your eyes down here. If you can't turn out the lights, maybe you grab your blanket and place it over your forehead. Slowly allow your body to come to complete stillness. Slowly and gently start to invite some life back into your bodies. Your eyes closed. Just simply wiggle your fingers and your toes. Go ahead and again, just slow and gentle, reach your hands up over your head. Stretch those fingertips away from your feet. And then with all of the love and light we've cultivated, we can muster. Go ahead and bring those knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and give yourself this great big tight squeeze. Just grateful. Grateful for all the things our bodies, our minds, our spirit, all working together, all of the awesome things that we can do, that we are. And then go ahead and you can roll to the right or the left. This is your fetal position. It is the start of something new. Our fetal position is the symbol of a brand new life, a brand new day, a brand new moment. When you're ready to make this one yours, go ahead and push down into the floor and lift yourself up and meet me in a comfortable seat. Good. When you make it into your seat, go ahead and place your hands together at heart center. There's a light, and it shines out on all of us. Thank you so much for shining your light, for sharing your light. I can feel it. Thank you. Namaste. Now, I must go figure out what in the heck this little one knocked over in the middle of our practice. You're being bad.